gotta hand it to the Pride and Captain Sean Roberts, who caught limits of white sea bass on board the Pride on a really windy day. They went early, came back early, and got the job done. In addition to the white sea bass, they had some pretty good halibut fishing, sheephead, calico bass, and a little show on the barracuda. Really a great springtime bite. On board the Pride, they pull a rabbit out of the hat, get back before the wind comes up, and score out of 22nd Street Landing in San Pedro, California. Limits of white sea bass. There she is, the beautiful Independence here at 22nd Street Landing. They are still spiffing her up and getting her ready for her first trip of the year, which just so happens to be a Friedman Adventures 5-day trip, April 4th through the 9th. Still a little bit of room with phenomenal fishing going on. Man, I can't wait. She looks so beautiful sitting there. It just makes me want to take off right now. Independence, hope you can join us on another great trip. Take care, my friends. Just a reminder, everybody, you can help support the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel by buying some merch, like a hat or a shirt. You can do that by going to embroiderycreations.net. Really appreciate all you do for the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel. Thanks, everybody. Hey, good Sunday morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful 22nd Street Landing. I'm Honker Dan in the studio because it's nasty out there. Man, it is blowing. It's been blowing since last night. The wind started to come up Saturday afternoon on my birthday, and man, after that, it just hooted. And it's downright nasty. In fact, downright dangerous to be out on the water this lovely Sunday. So it looks like we're going to be hitting the reset button on what has been some spectacular, really wintertime fishing, and then moving into spring. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about south of the border down there in Mexico Linda. We see some more bluefin tuna taken out of Ensenada and some good yellowtail action from San Quintin, which is 140 miles down below the border, right on up to La Jolla. It's starting to make its way up. Most of it's good grade fish. Some of it is that 10 to 12 pound yellowtail, but a lot of it is that 15 to 25 pound. And of course, the day and a half trips out of San Diego, phenomenal big bluefin are biting. Yes, there's 40 to 60 pound bluefin tuna. I never thought I would refer to a 40 to 60 pound bluefin as a small fish, but that's where we find ourselves, because that 90 to 180 pound stuff has really been biting, and not only biting in the nighttime hours, but in the daytime hours also. Then we take a look, and we've had some really great halibut fishing, a little bit of a signal on white sea bass, and so much more. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friend. I needed that, man. It's chilly out there and windy. Be careful today. It's a great day. There's still plenty of time for you to come on out to Bass Pro Shops at Rancho Cucamonga. I'll be there giving a surf fishing seminar at 12 noon. Actually, I'll get there probably by 11. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to thank you for all the views and all the participation you have been giving us. And as we announced yesterday, we now have hats on sale and t-shirts, and you can find all of that at embroiderycreations.net. For the time being, you're going to go there, and you could really help the channel by purchasing a shirt or a hat or both. It would mean a lot to me, and I would deeply appreciate it. So go there at the end of today's morning briefing and get yourself a hat, or somebody you love a hat or a shirt. And again, that would be so appreciated by yours truly. Don't forget, hit that like button. We deeply appreciate that. Share these videos, subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, and tick that bell. You'll be notified when there is new content. You can also follow us on TikTok for a little bit longer. I don't know how much longer. Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Really great to have you on board with us. Man, we have a lot to talk about, including today at Bass Pro Shops, Rancho Cucamonga. Plenty of time. You can't go fishing. It's just way too nasty out there. So come on out and spend some time with yours truly, because it would make my day to see you all. As I saw so many great people at our surf fishing event, that sure was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, man, we are just blessed to be surrounded by so many great people. Really good stuff. All right, let me kind of get into it with you and describe to you what has been going on and then project into the future, because we're going to take a hit in terms of our oceanography. This wind is going to reduce water temperatures and muck the water up a bit. Do I think it's going to throw the bluefin tuna bite off? I really do not. A lot of that fish is deep, and it's not going to muck the water up down in that deep water. I've got a feeling we'll be able to go right back to it and hammer on it again. And of course, our 5-day trip on the Independence looms on the horizon, April 4th through the 9th. We couldn't have picked a better time. This is some of the best winter, now springtime fishing we've ever seen. And that little spot of yellowfin tuna, couple of fish here, couple of fish there. Who knows in another couple of weeks what that turns into, or another 100 miles down the Baja coast if there's a jag of that yellowfin just waiting for us on that 5-day. And by that I mean we get it done on the bluefin tuna. We go hammer on the yellowfin tuna. This is my dream scenario, okay? I may be dreaming. Then we catch a bunch of yellowtail. And then for me, because I'll get to fish, we make some drops on some big old cod. Man, if that were to come to fruition, that would be a dream come true for yours truly. And there are so many of you who are on that trip. It's going to be a great one. But don't forget, independentsportfishing.com, or give Paulina a call in the office right now and join us on that trip. Let's go south of the border, Cabo San Lucas. I'll talk to you briefly about that because the bill fishing has been very good here this winter and now into spring. We've seen good striped marlin fishing, even occasional sailfish down there, and some pretty good yellowfin tuna fishing if you can locate a pod of dolphin offshore, way offshore outside of where the marlin are being taken. And inside again, there's some dorado and occasional wahoo. Now let's go to San Quintin, where there has been some spectacular yellowtail action for months. It's been going on for quite some time. Really great fishing down there in San Quintin, which is located 140 miles down the Baja Peninsula. That fish has been biting steady. There's good lingcod. There's been some big halibut also taken here recently, and copious amounts of colorful and delicious eating rockfish abound down there. Our friends in Ensenada are also doing quite well. Some of them are hanging a left-hand turn at Punta Banda and going down to Santo Tomas, where they're still finding breezers of yellowtail. Some of that fish is on the iron, surface iron, yo-yo iron, and also trolled rapalas have been super effective down there, and they've had their share of nice big bocaccio and reds, lingcod, and so much more, with some big bonita mixed in with it. If you happen to want to focus on calico bass down there out of Ensenada right now, it's really, really good. So that is great news. And up there we've seen yellows, not recently, but up there at the Coronado Islands we've seen some yellows, and we've seen some kayakers and sport boat guys like the New Seaforths gets a little shot of those bigger yellows once around La Jolla. So we have a really nice scenario that just went down the drain on us because it's a friggin' hurricane out there right now. It's really, really nasty. Let's get you up here and talk bluefin tuna. Day and a half range of San Diego. It has been a spectacular start to 2024. Those big bluefin have been on the bite. And as I mentioned to you, we're getting daytime fish on the fly line, on the sinker rigs. Kites have been very, very effective. It's just been great. And then you move into the night where perhaps the bite is at its apex. It's better at night, and it seems like you're getting those bigger fish at night. And anything from 200-gram jigs to 400, although the 400s have been the ones we've been using mostly here recently. And man, I'll tell you, it has been spectacular. Big fish. The other day, the Pacific Dawn they've had a few trips now, double digits on the 100-plus pound bluefin tuna. That is magnificent. The Tributes had some great fishing and some yellowfin tuna. Really, really excellent signals and signs for many of the boats, including the Polaris Supreme, with great fishing on there, catching limits of giant bluefin tuna, giant 90 to 180 pounders, and some yellowfin tuna mixed in with it. God only knows what is going to be next. It has been that crazy. How long will it take us to get back to normal? I just think the weather has to come down. And once it does, we'll get back out on that fish. Going to take a little work maybe. It might have moved a little bit, and they're going to have to relocate it. And we don't have all that much coverage during this time of the year. That is, there's not that many boats out that can work together and find that school of bluefin tuna. But these guys are adept at what they do. They are some of the finest fishermen on the planet, and I have no doubt they're going to run that BFT down once this crazy hurricane gets out of Southern California. It's dang nasty out there right now. So really great signal on that bluefin. Some yellowfin mixed in with it. I love what we are seeing. All right, let's bring it up to SoCal. Just talk about it in general. April 1st, we've got a rockfish opener. Looking forward to that when we can fish the cod again. And man, the rockfish bite here in SoCal has been excellent in years gone by. They've even opened up some new areas for this year, so it should be even better than ever. It should be a great opener this year. There's been some sand and calico bass, kind of wintertime now, early spring bite that's been going on. San Diego has had some pretty good fishing on that. Dana Wharf's been picking at them. Same thing up here at the Long Beach landings, the Monte Carlo here at beautiful 22nd Street Landing and Redondo, Marina del Rey, and all the way up to our friends on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Harbor sport fishing. We've seen a little bit of that. But most all those guys that I just mentioned are relying on whitefish and sculpin and also hammering away at the sheephead, which opened up on March the 1st. You're allowed 2 sheephead, 2 viejas, 2 goats, and man, they are great eating and fun to catch. I love catching those really big ones. I don't know if it was last year or the year before. Time goes by so fast, but we were in a lot of really windy weather on the Amigo, and I dropped a bait down. It just, it was so windy and not everybody was fishing, so I wasn't really filming. I dropped the bait down, and I set the hook on a fish, and Mark Paisano Jr. was up in the window, and he goes, "I don't know what it is, but it's big." And it was a nice goat. I think 23 pounds. One of the nicer goats that I think I may have ever caught out there on the Amigo with all my dear friends. So really a great, great opportunity right now for you to catch some goats, have some fun, and get some great eating table fare before the April 1st opener, and that's coming upon us. Now, somebody asked me the other day, hey, where are the barracuda? It's a little early for that, okay? But we have seen flashes of barracuda, down there at Todos Santos Island, which is right off of Ensenada. That's about a month ago that we saw that pop up. So there has been, and they were nice, man. There was some big barracuda taken down there, throwing the iron. So who knows? We'll keep our eyes on it. Certainly this wind and weather is not going to help that, but it might move that back a little bit. But who knows? We're in that time period where spring has sprung, and man, if you get away from the wind, anything is possible. That's what I like about this time of the year. Don't forget, it's almost April the 15th. It's tax season, and that means you should turn to somebody you really can trust. That is Tim Marquez at A Best Income Tax. He's a dear friend of the Friedman Adventure family. He will treat you right. Give Tim a call today, and if you happen to have heating and or air conditioning needs, nobody better than our friend John Lopez. Give John a call. He is fantastic, a guy you can trust, and he will take care of everything for you. Give him a call today. All right, so back here to Southern California, we're still looking for a little bit better halibut bite. It's been a little bit on the slower side here recently. Overall, however, you look at a boat like the Native Sun out of 22nd Street Landing, and I think they're pushing 200 legals for the year with maybe 5 or 6 over 30 pounds and well over 20 pounds. It has been a phenomenal year on the Native Sun. I don't know how it could get much better. And also the Pride has had several great trips out there to Catalina Island. We're starting to get to the point where when the Pride has 15 or 16 halibut, it's, okay, not that great. And man, we can't let that happen to ourselves. That is great halibut fishing. He cranked out a day a few weeks ago of limits of halibut. 16 guys catching 80 halibut, was it? Or 90 halibut? Whatever the 5 fish times 16 is, that would be 80. Not bad for me because I'm horrible at math. Great day for them, and we've seen some really good fishing going on. Up there out of Marina del Rey, Redondo, we continue to see most of that sculpin and whitefish, as I mentioned, and our friends on the Island Spirit, Ventura Harbor Sport Fishing. Ventura Sport Fishing, they are really ready for the rockfish opener, but in the meantime, they've been hammering away at the whitefish and sheephead, and also providing an excellent opportunity at some halibut and seen signal on the white sea bass up there. And that place, the Channel Islands in general, has been the epicenter of halibut and white sea bass fishing in past years. We're seeing a good signal on halibut at islands like Catalina this year, so perhaps we're going to get an influx of croaker, white sea bass also. That would be absolutely fantastic. In the surf, you can catch all kinds of critters this time of the year. And don't forget, we've got a grunion run tomorrow night, March the 25th. It starts and then goes for 4 nights. Now, you do not want to be anywhere near a grunion run if this weather does not come down. It is far too dangerous. You don't need to get washed out to sea in the dark. So remember that. Let this weather come down. I'll watch it for you very, very closely. But I mentioned the grunion run not only because it's a great opportunity when it's calm to take the kids out and show them that spectacle of nature, but also because it's such an integral part of the food chain. That grunion moves up on the beach, and right behind it, of course, high school biology, the big ones come to eat the little ones. Yes, the food chain. You get all kinds of predators moving in on the beaches to feed on that grunion, and you will catch more fish like halibut, like yellowfin croaker, like spotfin croaker. There's all kinds of sharks and rays that move in on that grunion. So that is something to keep in mind. And I have that grunion run in my sights where you may get a little calm here around Wednesday, but it might blow up again. All I know is it's way too nasty here right now. And tomorrow looks like it's going to be pretty nasty also. Another day that we're going to flush down the toilet. Long range, Royal Polaris keeps cranking good numbers of yellowfin tuna, and they've also had some wahoo mixed in with it. But their yellowfin tuna bite on the RP has been fantastic. You know, they're on 16-day trips, so they're several hundred miles down the Baja Peninsula during this time of the year. And they can find some really excellent YFT fishing, and they certainly have, and as I mentioned, they've also had some pretty good wahoo fishing. Hey, if you want our charter list, you better get on it fast because we're selling out. We have local trips, and we have 5-day trips, 8-day trips. Our 8-day is sold out, but we've got a reverse 2.5-day trip on board the Apollo that is going to be absolutely magnificent. You want our charter list, just send me a text, 657-227-6459. Ask me for the charter list. I'll send it out to you, and we'll get you booked up right away. So you can come out and fish with yours truly, and I'll shoot a video of you catching your prize catch. That would be a lot of fun. All right, my friends, Bass Pro Shops right today at 12 noon. Don't delay. Grab the kids. Grab the neighbor's kids. Grab anybody who's not glued down and bring them out to Rancho Cucamonga today. That would be absolutely fantastic. We would really appreciate it. And don't forget, man, you want to get one of those. We deeply appreciate it. If you would buy a hat for you and your family members or a shirt, we've got them for you right now. Don't forget embroiderycreations.net, not .com, .net. Go there right now and order up a couple of hats and some shirts. We would really appreciate that. All right, I'll see you in a few more hours at Bass Pro Shops. If I don't see you there, well, I guess I hope to see you somewhere else really, really soon. Stay out of this wind. Have a great Sunday, and take good care.